these are the various categories in which you can segregate the information. First name, last name, the company that they're with, the title, the city location, their education, their biography, influence group, and tags. One of the critical features that I look at is the biography, because that's really what I consider the most important information that any salesperson can glean from a database or a CRM is that information that relates back to what that individual does. And in the biography, there's a lot of information about that individual, which makes it very helpful to connect in a visceral way with that individual. So let me hit biography. And we're going to be looking at white-collar crime attorneys, so let's look at white-collar. And update that, and you'll see in my database that I have quite a large group of attorneys that have white-collar crime in their database, and it's probably going to be a little bit too big. Yes, it's a little bit too unwieldy. 1,606 attorneys. Let's limit it to attorneys, let's say in Chicago, and I'm going to put that in by further segmenting the data. So let's wait for that to happen. Now, what's very interesting, one of the appointments that I had years ago was with one of my clients that was calling on, again, white-collar crime attorneys, and this individual prosecuted John Gotti. So here, I'm just going to put that in there, and I bet you'll be able to pull that up. So we've got that. We've got all those particular attributes, and let's see what we can pull up. And I'm quite certain that with Nimble, we'll be able to really narrow down the field of people. Oh, I got the exact person here. So again, what I consider the most important part of a biography is actually this text data, which tells you everything about the individual. So when I'm making a cold call and I'm doing it in a quick manner, you can see that I can actually go right down to what is the most important part of the person's background. And in this case, when I called the attorney and told him a little bit about my client, he said, well, why are you calling? I'd say, well, I see that 25 years ago you prosecuted John Gotti, and we're second chair on that when you were at the DOJ 25 years ago. Now, what happens when you say something about a person's background is it really helps to bring the drawbridge down. So when you initially are cold calling an individual, they're usually going to be on guard. The drawbridge is up. So essentially what happens with cold calling is people are in a fight or flight mode. So they want to get you off the phone. So my goal when I'm making cold calls is to lower that level of fight or flight. And I actually can help an individual to bring down their fight or flight mode by talking about them, which in essence gives them a shot of serotonin to their brain, which then again lowers that fight or flight mentality. And now I can have a conversation. So what would be the first 10 seconds, I'm really talking about my contact and also that individual. And when I talk about the individual, it really helps to, again, lower that tension in the conversation, and it quickly becomes a longer conversation, which leads to an appointment. So just a little bit about my process. I thought that was important on this particular slide.